Oleksandr Usyk, the master, beats Tyson Fury for the second time. And in my opinion, it was easier this time. And when I say that, I think in the first fight, the rounds that Tyson won were clear rounds. But in this fight, it was just close. Every round that Tyson won was very close. You could argue either way. In the first fight, I give Fury rounds 3 to 6. And in those rounds, he boxed beautifully. He boxed and moved, combinations, body shots. And at times he was showboating and he was really enjoying himself. But in this fight, I didn't see any of that. I didn't see the same level of success. And again, there was people saying that Tyson won the fight. I mean, sometimes I don't know what people are watching. I mean, I've been involved with boxing for a long time. And I like to think I know a little bit about boxing. And in my opinion, Usyk won clearly. I just don't get it. And like I say, there was very few clear rounds that Tyson won. They were very close, and you could argue either way. And once again, Tyson Fury thought he won the fight. The guy's just so deluded. Why can't he just admit he was beaten by the better man? In the first fight, he said that Usyk won because of the war in Ukraine. I mean, that's the lowest of the low. There's no coming back from that. And recently he was asked, does he regret saying it? And he said no. There's one thing being deluded, but that is disgraceful. Before the last fight, he had the cut, and that would have affected his preparation because he wouldn't have been able to spar. And sparring is essential. You get your timing, your sharpness. You just can't replace it. But this time round, there's no excuses because he would have had all the sparring. And I'm not saying that he's making excuses because he said he had a good camp. But you know, this time what I'm saying is he's got nothing to blame. I do think that Usyk showed Tyson more respect in this fight. He didn't apply the same amount of pressure. He wasn't quite as aggressive. I think the extra weight that Tyson was carrying, Usyk obviously felt it. The extra weight in Tyson's shots. And he knows that Tyson is intelligent, he's got a good boxing IQ, and he now had data on Usyk. So Usyk knew that he had to be more sensible. He couldn't just go in there with exactly the same approach. He couldn't be quite as aggressive. Tyson did make some positive adjustments from the first fight. He was a lot more defensively responsible because he kept his hands a little bit higher, and especially his right hand. He kept this hand up because Usyk wasn't able to land as many left hands. I also think in the first fight, he moved around too much, wasting energy, showboating. This time round, he was a lot more efficient with his movement. Even in the first fight, in the corner, Sugar Hill was saying, hold your feet, plant your feet, and dig them in. Because that's the Kronk style. So I definitely think that was the tactics going in. I think they knew as a team they weren't going to beat Usyk on points. They knew they had to try and get him out of there. I think Tyson made 2 mistakes. The first one being, he just didn't try hard enough. At no stage in the fight did he really let his hands go, really put it on Usyk. I just don't think he was willing to take the necessary risks. He wasn't willing to empty the tank, leave it all in there. Because to beat Usyk, that's what he needed to do. You know, use his size advantage, rough him up inside, lean on him, you know, dig the shots in, try to slow Usyk down. He was never going to win on points. He needed to get him out of there, in my opinion, before the 8th round. Because you know that Usyk is great along the stretch. You know, his engine is second to none. The extra weight that Tyson was carrying, he was never going to be effective down the stretch. He needed to get Usyk out of there early. If not, he needed to do enough damage to slow Usyk down. Otherwise, he was never going to win on points. He needed really to get him out of there early. It's that simple. The second mistake, he put on far too much weight. He looked like a Teletubby. It wasn't effective weight. It wasn't muscle, it was just fat. What he gained in strength and power, he lost in speed and mobility. At times, he just looked so clumsy. Having more strength and power is no good if your feet haven't got the ability to take you there, to deliver the punch. It's just no good. I mean, he was never going to outbox Usyk going at that pace. I just don't get it. The combination of the extra weight and not really going for it, it just doesn't make sense. I mean, the data's there with Usyk. You can't go and outbox him. You've got to try and get him out of there. Many have tried and many have failed. Oleksandr Usyk's the GB Slayer. Tony Bellew tried. Derek Chisora tried. AJ tried twice. You know, Daniel Dubois. I mean, they all tried and they all failed. He's just far too good. Every time Tyson landed a good shot, Usyk come back with a better one or a better combination. The way he manages the rounds is so good. He starts the round strong and finishes strong, leaving an impression on the judges, catching their attention. And I just feel sorry for Paris, Tyson's wife. 3 months not speaking to him or seeing him, and he hasn't seen his kids for 3 months. That's time you don't get back, and for what? To lose again, not give it your all. What a waste of time. One good thing, we now have a better chance of seeing Tyson versus AJ. Because if Tyson had got knocked out, I think he would have retired. I think that would have been it. After the fight, Daniel Dubois did enter the ring, saying he wants the rematch. And like a cold assassin that Usyk is, he said make the fight. I did love that. But I would like to see Oleksandr Usyk retire. He's achieved everything in boxing. As an amateur Olympic gold medalist, as a professional unified cruiserweight champion, heavyweight unified champion. He's got nothing else to prove. I'd love to see him just walk away. I would love to see what most champions don't do. Walk away while you're at the top. Well, I think we'll end it there. It was a great fight. Credit to both guys. I was lucky to be there live with a pain game. It's always a pleasure. I love it out here in Riyadh. The home of boxing. I'm so lucky. And not forgetting the people I got to meet while I was here. The likes of Lennox Lewis, the Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran, and David Haye. 3 of my favourite all-time fighters. What can I say? Absolutely blessed. Anyway, let me know what you think and what's next for Tyson Fury and Oleksandr Usyk. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.